The atmosphere is expecting, but it's not delivering. Everyone is expecting a strong rain to make the earth once again fruitful. Welcome once again to News Analysis. News Analysis, a weekly magazine on current affairs. To begin with the main points in a nutshell. Israel firm on its stand on the attack on the Gaza flotilla. US says no to the use of nukes in the Mexican Gulf oil spill. Golden Girl Rue McClanahan dies at 76. Finance Minister Naoto Kan seen as Japan frontrunner. India's bureaucracy is the most stifling in the world. Housing fire, about 100 people killed in Bangladesh. And now the news in detail. US citizen was among the dead on the Gaza flotilla. One of the 9 people killed in an Israeli commando raid on a flotilla of ships heading for Gaza this week was a United States citizen of Turkish descent, officials in Turkey and Washington said on Thursday. The development added a new diplomatic complexity as Israel struggled to defuse rising international anger over its raid on 6 ships seeking to break its blockade of Gaza Strip, where officials from Hamas movement were reported on Thursday to be resisting Israeli efforts to deliver truckloads of goods seized from the flotilla. The bodies of the 9 dead were flown to Turkey overnight, along with hundreds of activists, many of them Turks, who were detained when the Israeli Navy towed the ships to shore on Monday. Israel said Thursday that all but 10 activists had been released, part of an effort to prevent further diplomatic damage. But as processions of coffins bearing the dead wound through the devout neighborhood of Istanbul on Thursday, accompanied by thousands of Turkish mourners, public anger here seemed undiminished. The Bollywood descends down on Sri Lankan stage. IIFA begins in Sri Lanka among controversy. Human rights violation is said to be there on the part of the Sri Lankan government, it's accused. It's being announced that some of the Bollywood stalwarts will not be participating in the event. Still, the gala goes on. Nuclear option on Gulf oil spill. No way, US says. The chatter began weeks ago as armchair engineers brainstormed for ways to stop the torrent of oil spilling into the Gulf of Mexico. What about nuking the well? Decades ago, the Soviet Union reportedly used nuclear blasts to successfully seal off a runaway gas wells, inserting a bomb deep underground and letting its fiery heat melt the surrounding rock to shut off the flow. Why not try it here? The idea has gained fans with each failed attempt to stem the leak and each new setback. On Wednesday, the latest rescue effort stalled when a wire saw being used to slice through the RISPER pipe got stuck. Probably only thing we can do is create a weapon system and send it down 18,000 feet and detonate it. Hopefully encasing the oil, Matt Simons, a Houston energy expert and investment banker, told Bloomberg News Agency on Friday, attributing the nuclear idea to all the best scientists. Or as a CNN reporter John Roberts suggested last week, drill a hole, drop a nuke in, and seal up the oil well. This week, with the failure of the Top Kill attempt, the buzz had grown loud enough that federal officials felt compelled to respond. BP cuts pipe from leaking oil well. Oil company BP says it has cut a ruptured pipe from the leaking Gulf of Mexico oil well, a key step in the latest effort to cap the well. BP chief Tony Hayward hailed it as an important milestone and said BP could now within the next 12 to 14 hours if the capping effort will succeed. For now, undersea robots are preparing the well to receive the cap. Emotion high as Turkey buries its Gaza flotilla dead. Emotions are running high on Turkey at funerals for 9 activists, all Turkish or Turkish origin, killed in Israel's raid on the Gaza aid flotilla. The bodies were flown from Israel to Istanbul along with more than 450 activists to a hero's welcome. Israel has said there is no need for an international inquiry into the accident, insisting its own will meet the highest international standards. The UN Human Rights Council (HRC) voted earlier to set up an investigation. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said his troops had no choice but to stop the ships. He argued the flotilla had been aiming to deliver humanitarian aid to Gazans, but to break Israel's blockade. It was Israel's duty to prevent rockets and other weapons being smuggled into Gaza to Hamas by Iran and others, he said. Turkey, one of Israel's few allies in the Muslim world, recalled its ambassador after the incident on Monday. Somali troops free pirate-held cargo ship. Soldiers from Somalia's semi-autonomous Puntland region was stormed a Panama flag cargo vessel held by pirates, a Puntland minister has said. The pirates who refused to surrender killed the captain of the ship, he said. There was a brief shootout within 7 pirates before they were captured, he added. The pirates seized 15,000-ton ship MV QSM Dubai in the Gulf of Aden in the early hours on Wednesday. Our troops stormed the Panama flag vessel and engaged the pirates. There was a brief fighting before they defeated them, said Mohammad Range, Minister of Ports and Marine Transport. We arrested 7 pirates after they killed the captain of the ship. The vessel has a crew of 24 made up of Ghanaian, Egyptian, Pakistani and Bangladeshi nationals and was taking supplies to northern Somalia. It was sailing from Brazil in the internationally recommended transit corridor in the Gulf when it was seized. Zimbabwe lion at wildlife orphanage kills a woman. A lion has killed a worker at a wildlife orphanage in Zimbabwe. The animal escaped through a cage which had mistakenly left open and attacked 26-year-old Robin Lords. A statement by the Shipangli Wildlife Orphanage says the black-maned lion, known as Lobby, then pulled her to the ground and held her head in its mouth. The orphanage director shot the lion, but Ms. Lords died of her injuries shortly after having been taken to a hospital in Bulawayo. The attack on Tuesday morning happened as staff, as were cleaning the cages, were bedding them down with clean grass. To my horror and dismay, I saw Lobby crouched over Robin. He had her in his mouth and was holding her at the back of her head. Director Kevin Wilson said in a statement posted on Shipangli website. The orphanage was established in 1973 and cares for animals which have been orphaned, abandoned, injured, born in captivity, confiscated, or brought up unsuccessfully as pets. Golden Girl Rue McClanahan dies at 76. U.S. actress Rue McClanahan, star of TV show The Golden Girls, has died following a stroke at the age of 76, her manager has announced. The award-winning performer played feisty Southern Belle Blanche in popular series. McClanahan, who underwent heart bypass surgery last year, is the third of the main cast members to pass away. Only Betty White remains, following the deaths of Estelle Getty and B. Arthur, who died in 2008 and 2009. S.M. Krishna talks with Hillary Clinton. Ministers like Kapil Sibal, Prithviraj Chauhan also accompanied him in the talk. Planning Commission Deputy Chairman M.S. Ahluwalia and Foreign Secretary Nirupama Rao also were there.